Hello and welcome to your monthly masterclass. I'm so excited to have you here. This is the path to your best lived life because your best health is closer than you think. So I'm going to jump right into it. Love your body, love your life. What does that mean? It's like you're loving your body. How much time are you taking for your body every day? Your mind, your body, your soul. My company is Mind, Body, Soul because that is the holy trinity of health and wellness. And it's so important to factor into your life because it's not just about how long we're going to live here, which makes me crazy when people say, oh, if you do this, you had 10 years to your life. I'm like, yeah, until you get hit by a Mack truck or something, God forbid. And so we don't know how long we have on this planet, this crazy thing we call life, but it's about the quality of life. It's about feeling good in your body. Aches and pains are not normal. I'm 54 years old and I do not like aches and pains. It just tells me that I need to do something. My body's telling me little messages on how to correct itself, how to make myself better. And so I learned how to start listening. And I teach that to my clients. And today I'm going to teach it to you. This is about simple acts. You don't have to reinvent your life when it comes to your health and wellness. You just have to start making small shifts in your everyday life. In the book Soundtracks by John Acuff, he talks about dialing things down. You dial those voices in your head down that are telling you all the reasons why you can't do this. You can't be healthy because diabetes runs in your family, heart disease. This is just the way you were raised, that you are destined to be unhealthy, that you're basically planning for a perpetual life of sickness. This is not a life, that is an existence. But I'm here to tell you the good news, which is that your best health is closer than you think because it's just about making small little shifts, small shifts of the dial in your life every single day. What to expect in today's session, why self-care and self-love are essential for health and weight loss, simple practical ways to integrate self-care into your daily routine, how to overcome common obstacles that keep you stuck, and a self-care action plan that you can start today. I'm sharing with you a workbook that you can use with this session. You can use it as we go through it or pull it up later. I want you to have that so you can reflect. Like I said, you can pull that up later or look at it as we go through today's prompts. During the session, ask yourself, how does this apply to me? What do I hope to get out of this? And what obstacles are showing up for me? If you're watching the replay, all those questions still apply to you. So make sure you're asking, how do you see yourself in these scenarios? And where can you just change things by 1%? Because how many of you feel like you're always putting your health and self-care needs last? You got your husband, some as my friend calls her husband, her fourth child. You have your kids, soccer practice, baseball, football. You're going through the drive-through 3 or 4 times a week. You are exhausted at the end of the day, but you feel like that's the only time you have for yourself. So you're staying up late watching Netflix, which is interfering with your sleep, which affects your mornings, which affects what choices you make, what to put in your body, how you eat breakfast. It is a ripple effect, but we can shift the tides. So those ripples start working for you. And I'm going to show you how. Why self-care is the key to sustainable health and weight loss. Yes, weight loss comes from how you show up for yourself. Your best health is hiding in your calendar. Today, we're going to just talk about those ways to show yourself self-care and how it impacts your weight for the better. So why self-love? Self-love, looking in the mirror saying, I love you. It's kind of goofy, but it's effective, is a non-negotiable. A non-negotiable is something that you absolutely have to do. Brushing your teeth, showering daily, eating, drinking water. These things are non-negotiable. So why is this a non-negotiable? It drives weight loss and health choices. You can't hate yourself into better health. That doesn't work that way. Like, I'm such an idiot. God, why did I eat that? I'm so stupid. That doesn't work. You know what that does? It elevates your cortisol. So then you are actually putting your body in a fight or flight state, which means no resting, no digesting. It is ready for a fight. And when you're like that all the time, your body will not let go of weight at all. So that is a big thing. So when we have restrictive diets, punishing workouts, and negative self-talk, it leads to burnout and yo-yo dieting, right? Absolutely. It boosts mental health. Taking care of yourself, pouring love into yourself means less stress and more balance. Unhealthy stress blocks health and weight loss. That's what I was saying. It elevates that cortisol. It makes you more susceptible to disease, to illness, to all the little germs floating out in the atmosphere. You can't control that, but you can control what's happening in here. And that is awesome news. Self-care acts like mindfulness, rest, and self-compassion lower stress levels. I know people with cancer who are in a perpetual state of stress. And no, they do not deserve to have cancer. Of course not. But it's not surprising. That's when I took out my father. He died when he was 40 years old. My mom swears it was stress because he just internalized everything. So we don't deal with stress. We're causing dis-ease in our body, which leads to disease. So pouring love into ourselves, pouring care into ourselves helps with the mental aspect. And that is huge. It makes it easier to stick to your healthy habits because then you're looking at yourself like, no, that is not worthy of this holy temple that I call my body. Then you know that what you're consuming mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, you're going to have a much more discerning idea of what is allowed into this holy vessel that is you and what is not. And it boosts your immune system through self-love. Yes, I was on a cruise and everyone got sick. They like dropping like flies around me from not food poisoning, although there was one guy, but like colds, flus, all the viruses going out. So many people came away from that cruise sick, not me. I was amazing because I practice these small things every day. There was one other person who also is very into self-care. We were like unicorns, except we're not. We just pour into ourselves, love ourselves, and act accordingly. Therefore, we have heightened immune systems. This is not just woo woo, it affects your cortisol, it affects your hormones. Ladies, we're getting to a certain age, and how we feel affects our hormones. And that is huge. That is a powerful thing to know because how many people have hot flashes? How many people have night sweats? How many people are just feeling moody all the time? It happens. So think about what you're telling yourself is affecting everything. And that's awesome because what we're going to learn today is going to have a positive impact on all those things. And long-term well-being, small self-care acts today impact your health future. When you put money away for its retirement, are you saving for doctors and nurses? Are you saving for cruises and tripping the life fantastic and yoga and tango classes and whatever it is you want to do? Whatever you want to do, this is what you're saving for. This is what you need for the long run because pouring into yourself now is going to exponentially affect your well-being in the long run. So you're future-proofing your body and it will determine your energy, strength, and quality of life 10, 20, or 30 years from now. That is amazing. The future happens now. What happens now is going to expand and increase the quality of our life. That is awesome. We are here to live. The meaning of life is to live it. And when we're just like hunkering down, waiting for the end, that is not living. We want to make that experience as beautiful as possible. And then positive body image and acceptance. I do not have an hourglass figure. My daughter wore some of my tights to the gym last night and she's like, yeah, these fit, but the waist is really big. I'm like, yeah, because I can fill out a tube sock and you've got that cute little tiny waist that girls have. So I accept my body for the way it's built. I honor that body. I thank God for my feet every day, but there's some ugly feet. But I thank God that I can walk around on them and they serve a purpose every day. I do my best to take care of them. When you start to foster that appreciation for what your body can do, how miraculous it is, how it heals, how you can heal it, it is amazing. It's about a life of discovery and expansion. This is what pouring into yourself does. And that's awesome. So we did the why, the what, small loving acts that make a big impact. So what can you do today that's going to make all the difference? Time to reflect. Write down one self-care habit you already do. It could be brushing your teeth, drinking lemon water when you wake up, going for a walk, I have a friend who does that every single day, rain or shine. She finds a way to get in 30 minutes of walking, and it's amazing. What is one thing you're already doing that celebrates you, celebrates your mind, maybe it's reading, elevating your mindset, something that you're already doing, and something you would like to start. I would like to start getting up and walking in the middle of the day, walk on my treadmill. That is something I would like to incorporate. Just because I'm a health and wellness coach doesn't mean that I don't have my own challenges. I'm just like you. I'm going through this journey just like you. So here are examples like mindful breathing. We talked about that cortisol, keeping you in that green zone, as my little author friend calls it. The green zone. It's the calm zone where you're clear-headed, you make better decisions. And breathing, even just 1 minute of breathing, even three purposeful breaths can bring you out of that sympathetic nervous system where you're fight or flight and take you down into that parasympathetic where you are rest and digest, where your body is functioning, your mind is functioning, and everything is calmer. Some days I need to do this frequently. This is an example of something you can do. Healthy eating habits, one healthy meal a day, adding a fruit, adding a vegetable, all these small things add up. Regular exercise, a 30-minute walk after dinner. I started doing 10 deep breath squats after I eat because I always feel like I start to kind of like, your body digests, start to get sleepy. So I do 10 deep squats. And if I feel I need more, I do more right after I eat because that helps with digestion. Simple things like that. Setting boundaries. Make sure you turn off your phone. I recently started putting my phone in the bathroom at night. It's nowhere near me. And then I get into bed and I always want to take a picture of the throw that my friend gave me. I'm like, I can't do it because I don't have my phone. So there are sacrifices you have to make. But I am sleeping so much better not having that close to me. Or journaling, writing three things down at the end of the day, even just as I go to bed and I'm thanking God for the three things that went well that day. Even if you have a crummy day, it changes your perspective. So small loving acts make all the difference. Gratitude and affirmations, prioritizing rest, nourishing the body, mindful breathing, and celebrating those small wins. When you wake up and you get a flat tire, your kid is sick, and the check bounced, but all those things happen wrong. At the end of the day, when you purposely look and say, okay, well, I didn't get in an accident, I didn't get a flat tire on the freeway. I'm glad my child has a strong immune system, so I'll know she'll get better soon. And you know what? That person probably wasn't really paying attention to their finances and we'll sort it out later. These are things, when you start to flip how you look at things, it makes all the difference. Celebrating those small wins, like, oh, thank God for my health. Thank God for a roof over my head. Thank God. There's so many things. Or thankful. Whomever you thank, being thankful makes a difference. So here's the how. Integrating self-care into your daily routine. Habit stacking. I love this. If you haven't read Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about habit stacking. When you're always brushing your teeth, when I brush my teeth, that's when I say my daily mantra at night and in the morning. Or sometimes when I'm brushing my teeth, I'll lay out my makeup. Everything is right there. I know exactly what I need to do, and I get my makeup done in half the time. Something you can do while you're drinking your morning coffee. Think of something you appreciate. Go making your bed. Take 3 deep breaths and set an intention. Applying your skincare routine. Say something you appreciate yourself. Look in the mirror and say, God, I have beautiful eyes. Gee, I like my nose. Gee, I'm glad I didn't get my father's ears or whatever the case may be. And then habit stack after completing a meeting or call, do a quick pressure posture check. Like I'm always on a call, reaching back, opening up my chest, doing my hip rolls, all these things. Actually, I talked about those in my course, but all these little things that you can do just while sitting still. And I tell you, it makes a big difference at the end of the day. Being mindful, like of the food that you're eating, how it's nourishing you. Listening to music while I make dinner, or I'll listen to something funny, something that'll make me laugh. Setting an alarm for the next day. I will think of one small win for the day and celebrate it. I celebrate by getting into my bed and saying, I love my bed, I love my bed, I love my bed. And while eating, I will put my fork down between bites. Or after I put my sneakers on the morning, I'll do 5 bodyweight squats before heading out the door. All these little things add up. They all add up. People might think you're crazy. Sometimes I'll do squats in the grocery aisle if I'm looking for spices. It's so confusing. There's so many of them. Now, there's always something standing in your way. And I'm going to tell you what it is. And it's awesome because it's something that you can solve. What is standing in your way is between your ears. It's the things we tell ourselves. So we're going to switch the narrative today. We're going to switch the words that we tell. I don't have time is the biggest one. Self-care doesn't have to take hours. It's just small, consistent actions. I've already shared some things that you could be doing right now. And if I don't have 5 minutes for myself, I don't have a life. Yeah. What are you doing if you don't have 5 minutes? If you're waiting in the car rider lineup to get your kid, you could do 5 minutes of breathing. Listen to something uplifting for 5 minutes. Bring yourself down into a calm. If you're doing something that leaves you more tense, that probably isn't fulfilling. Taking 5 minutes for yourself, you are so worth it. And the outcome will have a big impact on your life. These small things have big impact. And use habit stacking. Attach self-care to something you already do. It feels selfish. I hear this from women all the time. It feels selfish if I'm putting, myself in front of my kids. It's all about my kids, my husband, my friends, my community, my volunteering. No. You cannot pour from an empty cup. It's like the oxygen mask. You always put it on yourself first. So self-care is not selfish. It is self-respect. It's a good model for your children, and it's selfless because you are making yourself stronger so that you can serve all those people. Taking better care of yourself makes you a better partner, parent, friend, and leader. And so recognize that when you pour into yourself, you have more to give others. So that's not selfish. That is selfless. It's like making more money so you can be more philanthropic. That's awesome. Yes, we all do. Absolutely. But perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Now, the more consistent you are, the faster you're going to get to where you need to be or you want to be. You're going to get closer to that goal the more consistent you are doing your practices. But it has been proven that even if you do something every other day, does it get you there as fast? No, but it still has positive impact. It's still moving the needle. So, yes, if you want to get there faster, be more consistent, but everything counts. We fall off track and we get right back up on it and we keep going. Focus on one small, easy win every day instead of overwhelming yourself. We try to do everything all at once, it never works. I tried, tested, and true. So, the feelings associated with these obstacles guilt, shame, fear. I should be doing more for others. I haven't taken care of myself before, so why start now? I'm fine. I've got all my medication. What if I try and fail again? But what if you fly? I love that saying, like, but what if I fall? But my darling, what if you fly? That is the difference between limiting beliefs and growth mindset. This is where we make the shift. So who's ready to make the shift? I'm ready. I hope you're ready too. How to shift these feelings for a more positive outcome. I deserve time for myself. When I care for myself, I care for others better. I have multiple sclerosis, and the last thing I want to do is to be a burden on anyone. So that's one of my driving reasons why I take care of myself. From shame to empowerment, I can start fresh at any moment. My past does not define me or my future. Your past does not define you. What you've been doing up to this point is gone, it's done. We can't go back. But right now and how you move forward, that is powerful. From fear to love, I choose to act from love, not fear. What would I tell my best friend in this situation? How would you talk to your best friend if he or she were struggling? You'd listen, you would be patient, you might give a little tough love, but at the end of the day, you just want them to succeed. That is how I want you to talk to you, like you are your best friend. You got to stay with you for the rest of your life. We distract ourselves from ourselves all the time. But it doesn't matter how much you distract yourself, at the end of the day, that's still you looking back at you in the mirror. That is huge. Making sure to go to bed on time every day. Yes, that is just one small thing. It's so easy to do. Prioritizing health as an act of self-love in review. We start with understanding why self-love is essential for health, weight loss, and happiness. Happiness is not out there. Happiness is not something we achieve. Happiness is right here, right now. When you start to live a fulfilling life, that creates more happiness. The pursuit of happiness is the biggest misnomer. We want to have happiness in this moment, in these small acts. And then that leads to a life of fulfillment, that leads to a life of motivation to keep going. We need to act to get that motivation to keep the ball rolling. That is powerful. We uncovered what to do to achieve this care through small acts, use simple things that you're already doing every day, and how to pair them with something you want to do. It's going to exponentially increase your health and wellness just by doing one small thing. We learned the how of integrating these practices into your daily life with ease. We explore the obstacles that hold us back and how to shift negative emotions. This has been amazing. I love teaching this masterclass because it has so much quality things that you can start doing right now. I get excited when I see my clients shifting out of that negative mindset. I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm never going to lose the weight. Things aren't happening fast enough. And they shift and say, no, you know what? I'm making the changes inside of myself, and that's going to lead to the weight loss. It's going to lead to the physical weight loss, the mental weight loss, the emotional weight loss. And that is the holy trinity. It's those three things together that lead to a fulfilled and sustainable, healthy life. I do this every day. I'm a single mom. I'm working my buns off all the time, raising a teenage daughter. I'm cooking, cleaning, chauffeuring, laundry, all the things every day, and I still manage to prioritize my health. It is number one, because if I don't have that, then everything else goes out the window. And I cannot impress that upon you enough. So now in the final piece, turning self-love into actions. I put the PDF in the chat, and I'll include that if you're watching the replay, so that you can start diving into these practices. So your self-love and health action plan, small daily actions equals big transformations. Step one, commit to one small self-love practice, mindset shift, gratitude practice, morning self-care, nutrition and nourishment, joyful movement, better sleep, and setting boundaries. Write down one thing, not all of them, because you everything will explode. So we got one small self-love practice to practice this week. That's it, just one. Don't feel like you need to do everything. I want you to feel successful. I want you to choose one thing, and at the end of the day, I did an awesome job. Amazing. And then you can have something to celebrate. And that's awesome. Implement habit stacking. So whatever you choose, tie it to something you're already doing. Brushing your teeth, morning coffee, lunch break, before bed, all these things that you're doing already. Morning coffee could be water, tea, whatever it is you have. Tie it to that. Maybe if you have a Dr. Pepper, then you can have a glass of water with the Dr. Pepper so that you are flushing your system, not just sugar. There's all these small things that you can do. Write down your own habit stack. After I brush my teeth, I will give myself a high five in the mirror and say, I'm amazing, which I actually do because it's just fun. Why not? Overcoming obstacles and reframing thoughts. What's going to stand in your way? The old thoughts. I don't have time for self-care. The new thought, I deserve at least 5 minutes for myself. It makes me better for others. It makes you better for you. You get to show up and feel amazing about your life, and that's awesome. I feel guilty about taking time for myself. I never got that. My mom was so good about making time for herself, and she passed that on to me. I love my children. I spend time with them, but I like my time with myself where I can recover and get better. So I'm not a big old mess when I'm around them. So when I take care of myself, I have more to give. Absolutely. Old thought. I always fall off track. That's a big one. I don't have to be perfect. Progress matters more than perfection. Everyone say that to themselves right now. Progress matters more than perfection. This is the biggest challenge of all the things we've talked about today, overcoming obstacles and reframing those thoughts. It's not about perfection. Absolutely not. You have everything inside of you already, and the only thing standing in your way is right here. And once you get that, you will be on your way. So write down one obstacle that holds you back and how you will reframe it. Because it's not about denying that it's happening. When I've realized that the limiting beliefs I have, that's what helped me get past them. Because I'm like, yep, I totally tell myself that. And now that I see it, it's like, 12-step program. If you don't admit you have a problem, you can't make a change. Understanding what's standing in your way and then getting through that is a big feather in your cap. So my commitment to myself this week, I will blank because I love and respect myself. When and where I'll do it, I will do this every morning, whenever after blank. Remember, you are worthy of love, care, and health. Always, 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 always. Closing thought, you are your greatest investment. You are. Saving money for the future is not going to count for much if you're a mess. You don't need permission to take care of yourself, only a commitment to do it. Let your mess be your message. I was unhealthy. I was burning the candle at both ends. I didn't know what I was doing on a daily basis. I was full of distractions and not wanting to take a hard look at my life and see what I was doing to myself. But when I started doing these small practices every single day, that's when everything shifted and my mess became my message. The best way to love others is first love yourself. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your self-love transforms your life. So true. I have this little sticker. And many of you may have this if you're watching the replay because I sent them out. If you want one, let me know. I freaking love me. I love giving these out everywhere I go. I brought them to Europe with me and give them out like candy. People love it. So stay accountable. Tell a friend or loved one about your self-care commitment. Have them join you and check in, mark your progress each day, use a calendar or tracker. Also, if you want more support, you can reach out to me. If you scan this code, this will take you to my discovery link on my Calendly, and you can book a 20-minute call with me. It could be just as simple as, okay, Mo, I have the hardest time getting to bed. All right, well, what's happening before bedtime? We can put a simple practice into place. I have a hard time drinking water. We can troubleshoot that. This is a troubleshooting session so that you can get to know me and you can get to know you, which is most important. Because when you start peeling back those layers and realizing that your best health is closer than you think, just through doing simple, loving acts for yourself, your whole life is going to change for the better. I've lived it. It's my lived experience, and I want it to be your lived experience as well. Thank you so much for coming out today. I so appreciate you being here. If you're watching the replay, please consider reaching out to me. I would love to sit down for a 20-minute with you to have some time that you can reflect on yourself, pour a little love into yourself, and I'd love to teach you how to do that. All right, take care. God bless. Love you. That's a command, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.